Hello and welcome to the Workplace Podcast with Nelson Dominic. Today, we'll be looking at another episode. I'll be continuing the conversation, future-proofing your career. In our last episode, we look at the place of purpose, our passion and pay, and how they affect one's career. But today, we'll be looking at a different conversation, and like I said, which is around future-proofing your career. In today's rapidly changing world, it is more important that as career professionals, you future-proof your career with the relevant technology and automation change that keeps happening and changing the workplace. Take your mind back to 2020 when we had the COVID issue. You'll find that after COVID, when we came back to the world of work, things were no longer the same. The tools we began to use were different from the tools that we were using before now. During the COVID period, platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, and other virtual platforms for trainings and meetings became more popular. Thereby, as professionals who at that time were not technologically savvy or were not digitally savvy, they could not find their place, or they found it difficult to find a place, right, in the workplace after COVID. Now, what is this saying to us? Everyday things are changing. In our current world, we are seeing the effects of strong automation and AI tools. ChatGPT is taking over. And then you find that as young professionals, as in professionals generally, if you are not continually expanding your skills, your competence, and building skills that will be in demand in the nearest future, you will not even have a place in the nearest future, as we like to call it. Now, one key way of future-proofing your career is by developing in-demand skills. Have you asked yourself, in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, what skills will be needed in my industry, in my sector, in my career line, to be able to build a formidable career? When you understand those things, then you want to tell yourself, how then do I develop those skills to be future relevant? That is basically what we mean when we say you are future proofing your career. Again, for example, digital skills such as data analysis, cybersecurity are becoming increasingly valuable. You find that even if your job is a front desk officer, you will definitely need to, in the nearest future, do some basic analysis on footfall, number of people who visit the office, requests which they've come for, etc. Those things may have to now be presented in terms of data to be able to be future relevant as far as your job is concerned. So what I'm saying is, what are those digital skills needed, right? Not just digital skills, general skills, whatever it is, that we needed for the now and the future of work. Have you even identified? Do you even know what these things are? It is until when you understand all of these skills and then you are better positioned for it that you can be said to have future-proofed your career. Of course, just like in the word bulletproof. Another important aspect of future-proofing your career is building a strong professional brand, right? In some other episodes and series, I was talking about professional and personal branding. But however, it's important that we create a clear and consistent image of ourselves as a professional, making sure that our online presence and reputation reflect the skills and the values that we have, right? Build a brand of you online. Let's see some level of consistency around your professional life, around what you show to us, what we want to see. Let us see, this is who this person is, this is who Nelson is. Nelson is an HR person. So you go to my Twitter, you go to LinkedIn. Yes, I understand. Some young professionals will say to you, when I'm in the office, I'm in the office. Twitter, Instagram for me is that place for cruise. Yes, while you're trying to cruise, which is important also for your mental health, it's important that you create a media perception of yourself, of your brand, what you want to be known as, what you want to be seen as, what you want to be perceived as, even professionally. So that is what I mean when we talk about building your personal brand, right? It's not about going to create logos, to create design. No. What I'm basically saying to us is ensuring that there's a consistency or whatever professional messaging you are putting out there across your platforms which you identify yourself. Again, staying abreast of industry trends, right? What is the trend in your industry? Are these things changing? In the last 10-20 years, you find that the number of tellers needed to work in the bank has drastically reduced with the advent of ATMs, right? With the advent of some other digital tools, the number of staff cashiers, as you likely call it, will definitely reduce, and that is because the ATMs and some other technology tools are coming. So I want to ask you, do you even understand what the industry trends is in your industry which you play in? For instance, you are a content writer, you are a scriptwriter, etc., you can easily now go on AI tools like ChatGPT and just type whatever it is and get your script out, right? The same thing, there are several AI tools for creating short videos, creating short music, etc. So if you're playing in that career space, you want to ask, this is a trend already at the moment. How can I better position myself in a way that I will be able to use these particular tools to be able to keep myself relevant both for the now and the future of work? So understand what the industry trend is, what the sector trend is, what your particular career field is, what the trend is both now and the future, and then you'll be able to better position yourself for it. Finally, do not be afraid to invest in your career, right? It's important that you invest. If, for instance, you know that the skills that will be needed for you in the next 2-3 years as high level skills that you will need to grow some competence or capabilities, do not be afraid to invest. It's an investment, and you'll be sure that you will get your return on investment. You are very sure. Why? Because you are intentionally investing. Again, do not be afraid to invest in your career. By doing so, you are better equipped for the job market and to stay relevant as the workplace keep advancing. I know you've learned something valuable from this conversation. Don't forget to follow other conversation on all podcast streaming platforms and on YouTube at the Workplace Podcast with Nelson Dominic. Till I come your way again, Nelson Dominic signing out.